So here is the steps to work on with the boards. We have seen everything about the MQTT and the mode of implementation and everything. So now just we are focusing on how to work on the board, how to work on the boards to run an OTA with the MQTT protocol. The first thing is about, you should check it whether OS compatibility. I told you like Raspberry Pi is compatible, so there is no worries about it. First thing is about, you have to register the device, which I showed you, right? We have to register the device, in which the registration, after registration, sorry, the whole network or the device will get an API key. And the API key has to run on, after getting the API key, the API key has to run on my RPI or any board. Let us assume it is on X board. So X board can be run over this. So after running the X board on this, so you will get the Upshift connected with the Raspberry Pi 3. So this API key will comes with the logic of establishing the communication through MQTT, that is a mode of publishing and subscription. The subscription mode. It is a subscription mode. So registering the devices, and we have like API keys which is present over here, and this is the subscription mechanism. And here, after getting the API key, once you register the device, you can get the API key, and the API key will have to run on the API or X board, and through which the Upshift and RPI will be connected to MQTT. This is the logic. So now what you have to do is, you have to take care about your mechanism. Since the devices are connected, you have to enable your OTA. I told you already, the OTA bit has to be made in the bootloader section. So after making it, now the setup is ready. Fifth mechanism is, your setup is ready right now. So setup is ready for this to make an application. So the setup is already ready now, and you can make the application. So what you can do is, you can write a Python code, any AI with models, any AI models, and you can put it on the upper layer, which runs on the string. This is the communication setup, right? So this is the logic which has been working over here. And you can understand this is the mechanism which has been utilized. This is the 5 steps when you want to work with the kind of a OTA with the MQTT, because that API, everything will be released based on the MQTT protocol. This is the logic which is being taking place for the mechanism. So this is how the logic works out. So what kind of thing we have to check it? What kind of research aspect? It's just the research aspect is simple. How do we improve for the research aspects? What are the research aspects we can do with the kind of a mechanism? First research aspect is the help of this MQTT protocol. Okay, so with the help of MQTT protocol, since I'm talking about the combination of OTA, right? So what are the things? First research aspect is, we can go for workload characterization. This is another scenario which is happening in an IoT system. With this protocol, we can go for the workload characterization, which the previous session I told you about the content-aware learning algorithm. That's the same kind of a thing you can utilize to make an IoT device as an energy-aware mechanism. That is energy-efficient mechanism. So it has been utilized as an energy-efficient logic, where my IoT devices can be utilized, or it can be a efficient battery-powered devices. This is another aspect of protocols. Protocols, what we do is, we normally stop only with the communication, but here we are making a next dimension with the help of a protocol and the tool. Why? Because this can be utilized to study the architecture effectively. So how far the communication is established, how far the energy efficient boards can be designed based on the data what I have. This can be designed effectively based on these protocol and the combination of an OTA. So this is the most important research aspect which we are moving over here. The next application of MQTT with OTA is the most important application. Find some big example in electrical vehicles. This is the most important application scenario. So this OTA with your MQTT will play a vital role in EV and EVSE. That is a charging point. Electrical vehicles and the electrical vehicle charging point communication is established, because the electrical vehicles and EVSE will have this point of contact, but this kind of charging unit will be connected in the IoT with the help of MQTT. This is the logic. So this is being utilized with an IoT, and it will be connected with the cloud system. And moreover, it is being utilized with kind of what we're talking about with OTA. When the EVSE has to upgrade by itself, I just do the program, load it in the cloud, and EVSE upgrades itself. So this is how the application of MQTT, application other than M2M communication, the M2M communication has finds a better way to understand what are all the logics which is being applied over here. So this is the mechanism. So these are the two applications which is being utilized, and most importantly, it is utilized in a smart healthcare system. This is the most important, and we found this is in the case of your BAN network. This BAN, that is your, we call it as a body area network. This plays a very important role for this kind of a mechanism. So this is how the MQTT and what is the logic of MQTT which has been working over here, and how to set up for MQTT. What is the tool you can utilize with help of this, and what is the research aspect. These are the 4 points we have covered it. Any doubts in this MQTT? Because I'm going to move on to the next level about the problems in MQTT. Is any doubt is there? Any queries?
No, sir.
Yeah. So now we'll move on to the problems. What is the major problem in kind of this IoT protocols? This is the most important scenario, and we are going to discuss about the problems and how to rectify the problems in the IoT and where to integrate this kind of a protocols mechanism. So after establishing this, you can see these API layers and everything, but I'm talking about the practical implementation where we are working over here. Now it's a problem. What is the problem is, what is its problem? We have all the problems, we have secured algorithm, everything, but still we have a most important problem, kind of called a threats. Models. This is the most important scenario what we have today. So the threat models, the threats plays an important role. We have a lot of threats, and out of which what we are going to consider in the hardware sector, in the IoT and through the IoT protocols, what we consider here is the important this is the most important in case of a device connected in IoT. When you consider a network centric, there is a lot of things which is coming across here is DDoS and MIM attacks, right? A lot of attacks. But the industries are focusing on these kind of models when the devices are transmitted on the MQTT, because it's all about the MQTT protocol. So MQTT, the device connectivity is totally hacked. How far it can be, how far it can safeguard our thing, the data when it is transmitted in the MQTT protocol. So this is going to be the new research approach, and I just share my knowledge with you, right? Thing is about a lot of algorithms which is over here. We have AES, we have ECC, and we have RSA. A lot of algorithms which are available over here, right? So out of which what we are going to choose for this kind of a attack system. Before moving on to that, let us understand what is a side channel and why we are considering this is a most important whenever you consider the device centric logic. First thing is about side channel attacks. When you transfer a data, consider the transfer the data over the net using your MQTT, and it is given to the broker, right? And this is the logic which is being taken over here. What I'm doing is, what kind of thing is, when the data transmits over here, already you can consider a condition, already the data which is coming out from the mode to the MQTT will be encrypted, right? Will be encrypted. There will be a data security and data integrity over here. But what happens is, in the side channel, by recording the power traces, right? By recording the power traces, that is recording the power traces, I can able to get the data from the protocol. So this is the logic for power traces. So this is where we consider is an important criteria. So what I can do is, with the help of the power traces, I can record the power traces of the data, and through which I can able to get the data from the protocol. So this is the logic which we are playing an important role. Even though there is a AES, even though a lot of 16-bit, even the key size are increased, this is the very big problem in the IoT communication network. So with the recording of even though after the encryption, we can hack the data by recording the power traces on the network. So this is the logic. So how come I can able to overcome this? So here I'm just going to talk about a next methodology, that is a future technique which is being utilizing today, that we called as the Kayas. Hope you have understood this word. We can call this as a chaotic application, chaotic encryptions. This is the new word on IoT sector. Actually, this is a new word on the IoT sector. This particularly is suitable for all kinds of important messages, because in MQTT we used to transfer the important messages. We have a new protocol that is called chaotic encryptions on IoT. So what is this? This is the mechanism which will explain you, and then I'll explain you how to integrate on a protocol, right? So before moving into this Kayas, right? So let me explain you the point. Actually, what is the point is all about, the Kayas is about. So I think so, like everybody have watched the film called Kamal Hassan's Dasavadaram. There is a which is called Dasavadaram film. This is the film which gives you the clear picture about this encryption. I just take the citation from the instead of papers, actually. So this film gives you the clear picture of Kayas mechanism, Kayas encryptions. I'll repeat once again, what is this character? I'll just share you with the points, actually. So here is the thing which we have to, and we have to take care about the logic here. So I'll just give you the picture. What is the logic which is being taken care, right? See, this film you would have seen here. This I hope you have seen this film. This film is all about the 10 characters of Kamal Hassan, which represents the Vishnu's, Lord Vishnu's incarnation in the Puranas, which is explained in the Puranas. And this is being done with the help of your Kayas theory. So this is the encryption scheme we are going to derive today, and how it is integrated on my hardware. So for the safeguarding the data integrity on the MQTT protocol. So this is what we are going to do today. So what is this thing is, like, we have all this data, we have all these 10 characters in the film, and the 10 characters will contribute each and everything on the film. If you don't watch it, please watch it once after my explanation, right? So you can see this, how this can be utilized for an encryption scheme. So I'll go for a classroom session again. Right. So here, what is the logic? So I'll tell you the little bit of the film's introduction, right? What happens here is, would have seen this in the, if you have remember, please watch it this. So there will be the mechanism of the 12th century incident, which has taken place, where Lord Vishnu's idol was being thrown into the ocean. So this is the logic, actually. They would have been thrown into the ocean. This is the 12th century incident. Remember, I'm going to follow the mathematical model, and then I'm going to integrate to safeguard the data in MQTT. So the 12th century incident, just remember this, there is a Lord Vishnu's idol, and that idol will be chosen, to throw into the ocean. This was the 12th century incident, right? And there comes a 20th century incident, right? There is a 20th century incident in which the biovirus is being formulated. The biovirus is formulated, and from the biovirus, right, we have to safeguard the people. This is what the logic. So how it is being safeguarded is, the tsunami is created, and from the ocean where the Lord Vishnu idols have been thrown back. If you have understood, I just repeat here is, in the 12th century, the Lord Vishnu's idol was being thrown into the ocean. Next thing is about, in 20th century, the biovirus is being created, and it is being like spreaded. So in order to overcome this, the tsunami has been created from the same ocean where the Vishnu idol was being thrown out, and the film ended up that the throwing the Vishnu's idol on the ocean has created the tsunami to safeguard the people. This was the clear hunch of the movie. So here, what happens here is, the 12th century incident is linked with the 20th century incident. Now let us assume this X is going to be linked with the Y. Right? X is going to be linked with the Y, and to make the film travel, it will be connected with a series of incidents, right? Let us assume it is Y1. That is, Y1 is a character, right? And second is Y2, again a character. Y3, because they have to carry this Vishnu idol to the biovirus to the place where it is being thrown. First thing is about, in 20th century, biovirus was invented on the US, and whereas this happened, the climax of the crux of the movie ends at the place near the Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. So what happens is the same 12th century incident has been taken place in the same ocean, and the biovirus will spread over here, and the tsunami comes into that to destroy it. This is what the logic. So in order to carry from US to the Chidambaram, we have a series of incidents, right? We have a series of incidents. I'll make that incident as y equal to y1, y2, y3, and y4 up to y5, right? So let us assume it is yn. This is the equation, okay? Now, to achieve x, the y has to undergone all this kind of a methodology. The equation is formed. What is the equation? Y is being has no relationship with y1, and when I find this, y2 will not have any relationship, but there will be the carrying of the sequences. The chains of sequences will be carried out. So what happens is, if I substitute the value of y1 and y2 and y3, y1 will have no will have no relationship. Y2 will have no relationship with y3 and will have no relationship with the y4. This non-linear characteristics will be exhibited in the case of this equation. I repeat once again, since I told you like this is the input and this is the output. So there is a relationship. The x will have the relationship with the y, but the intermediate equation which I'm using to form will not have the relationship with each other. So this is the logic. So what happens is y1 will not have a relationship with y2, even though it is a part of the thing. So what happens is, when I substitute this value, I will get the non-linear equation. These are non-linear values, right? Non-linear values. What happens here is, if I get substitute y equal to the first iteration, if I get x equal to y, then I'm getting x equal to, maybe I get 6.5. So maybe another iteration I may get, it may not be a linear thing. It will be 8.9, something like that. Right? So you have to understand clearly the x values, since it is non-relation, the x values also remains to be a non-linear characteristic, which finds some basic application for the pseudo-random generators. This is the most important, which finds an application here. The pseudo-random generators. So pseudo-random generators are normally utilized here. So what is the advantage of this chaos is that the data which has been transmitting over in the protocol will not remain constant. This is the logic. Will not remain. It will keep on changing. But, what happens here when you design the key, it will be more into this. It remains. It may not remain to be the constant. The key will not be a static key over here. The keys are dynamic. So the keys are very dynamic over here, and it is impossible until or otherwise developer leaks out the messages. So the threats can be overcome with the help of a new model. That is what we are focusing today. That is called the chaos encryptions. Chaos encryptions and decryptions on the IoT protocol. So what is the logic which is being taken? Repeatedly, like this is the incident, right? So the 12th century and the x and y will have the relationship, but the intermediate equation which I formed will not have the relationship. But even though that has been formulated to form the non-linear data, so that non-linear data is being utilized as a pseudo-random generator, and every iteration the data will not remain as a constant. So hence it can be utilized for the key generation, in which the data which is transmitted over the MQTT protocol will be different for each and every cases. So this protocol is it has been booming up. It is not most widely utilized, even though you have AES and everything. Now the chaos encryption is being utilized in the firmware along with the AES or ECC. So this is the logic which is being utilized in a good mechanism. What is the logic which is being utilized in the logic? So what is the mechanism? This is the mechanism which you have to understand clearly. It is being utilized with the mechanism of saving the data from the MQTT, where the MQTT has been suffering from a major attack called side channel attacks, where through which you can get the data through the power traces from the network, so or from the devices. So this is how we overcome this. First thing is about what is MQTT implementation, tools, application, and what is the problem and how we have eradicated the problem. You can see this. The logic which we are coming across here, you can see from this, it can be a mechanism. So how it is implemented, next level, it is implemented. There is two options implementing here. One is on the hardware centric, and second is with the help of a learning. One is with the hardware centric and so hardware centric or with the learning techniques. It can be integrated with that. So first thing is we have to formulate a mathematical model, the setup, what I told you, inject the attack. You can see the different traces with the help of power traces. You can identify what is the logic is, and then you can integrate your chaotic implementation. This is a kind of a research setup I'm just explaining you. You can, if you want to work on the IoT security on the different protocols, this is the most widely utilized. The real-time test beds. What we are talking about is the real-time test beds. So the real-time test beds, you can integrate with any kind of a board and you can see what is happening each and every cases. Now I'll just repeat, I just go for the setups, how it is implemented for the device center. So if you have board, the board is connected. If you want to do for a WSN IoT protocol, you can connect it with a Zigbee, and through Zigbee, you can have the board, that is your gateway, and you can connect it with the cloud system. This is the logic. This is the logic which you can utilize here. This is the one setup what we can use, and this setup is playing a vital role in the smart healthcare system. First scenario. So Zigbee to Zigbee, right? So Zigbee to Zigbee, and it can be because it's a low power devices, and you can do it with a kind of an application what you want. So this is one kind of a thing. What you have this. Second scenario is the board again. What we talked about, there is no kind of MQTT here, right? So the board already set up with what I told you, Wi-Fi, and with the Wi-Fi gateway with the MQTT. Right? With the help of a MQTT protocol. This is another thing which has been coming across here. This is another thing. Again, you can go for a forward or a forward. So this is all the techniques. Again, Wi-Fi can be replaced with LTE, can be replaced with any cases, right? So this is a logic what we come across here. This is a hardware setup board. If you don't have a hardware, right? If you don't have a hardware, but still you want to work on this MQTT protocol and a kind of a solution, what we can do is, so instead of Pogo and Mosquito, what you can do is, first thing is about, you can make a system-oriented software that is called MQTT Lens, right? Where you can simulate the whole network. And it is written in Java. So simulate the whole network, the MQTT Lens, so open source software, where you can write your own code and generate your networks in a simulation environment and see what is happening. So this is one kind of application what we have. Next is you can use this Omnet++. This is another tool which you can simulate the same IoT scenario with the MQTT protocol. This is another thing which comes into the picture. And you can utilize for a kind of an application. This you can utilize for a kind of an application where you want this. This is another thing. Third thing is about when you want to particularly apply for a healthcare, you can use Omnet++. Is the IoT with healthcare system, that is band network. You can use this tool, that is Mixin. This is all the hardware you can do, but this is a software tool. So if you don't have a software, if you don't have a hardware, these methods can be utilized for this. So MQTT Lens and Omnet++ and Omnet++ with Mixin, where you can utilize for the biohealth system. So when you want to design any kind of a system, healthcare system, you can utilize for the kind of an application. This is another methodology what you have here. And next thing is about here with the Omnet, when you want to utilize for any kind of an application called what we call as vehicular networks, you can utilize this is all. You can simulate your network with MQTT. That's a logic. You can simulate with all these things with the help of MQTT. And this is for industrial solution, and this is for industrial solution, and this is for your research side. When you want to do any kind of a research on MQTT with the kind of a networks what we discussed, so that can be integrated with the help of this kind of a logic what we have. So this is the point where you come across here, and what are the logics you come across here. This can be done with the help of this. So these are the things. What is the advantage of this is this simulator can simulate a real-time scenario of the data. So it can connect, it can give you the clear-cut data which is being available for your logic. So this is another kind of a mechanism. So software simulators where we can utilize for getting the data and passing the data and making the data to be to the logic. So hope you have understood. That is starting from the basics of MQTT, applications of MQTT, how to select MQTT on the board, And IoT problems, what is the, when you transfer data on the MQTT, even though we have API keys, what solution, what's the problem and solution, and the new methodology of the chaos, which I told you. Please watch that film. If that the film is clear, I can give you the clear explanation about this. So that film is the cases of chaos. So this is the logic which is being taking place for a pseudo random generator, and it is being generating the data each and every iteration. There is a non-linear extra relationship with each other. And then after that, how to implement this, all this stuff on my experimental setup. This is the experimental setup on the hardware. And when you want to work on the software, if you don't have the hardware with you, you can work with this kind of a software to generate the data with the help of what you call with the MQTT and IoT network. So this is the mechanism. The next protocol, what I'm going to share with you is some of the important protocols other than, because why I'm just giving thrust on the MQTT is because the MQTT plays a vital role in industry, smart healthcare, and what we call as OTA, which plays a vital role in EV. So that's why we kept the thrust on the OTA problems, discussions, and everything. Now, there are some other protocols which is being utilized today, and that protocol is being like not widely, most widely utilized, such as MQTT. There are some protocols which is being utilized in a mechanism. So let me list out what are the protocols over here. Other protocols. This OAP. This is another protocol which is being playing a vital role. It works on the application layer. Works on my application layer. So it is an application layer which works on this logic actually. So the application mechanism which comes into the picture is this actually. So the application layer. So we have a lot of tools which are available over here, and the application tools which is required for this, the application layer which is required for the messages and for the data transmission. So it is purely on the network concentrate, and I'll just share it. Okay, so majorly on the network layer, that is it based on the network data, and it is primarily used for M2M. This is the machine to machine, where you don't have the broker, what we talked about in the MQTT, right? So this is the MQTT will have the broker. So, but in COAP, there is no kind of a broker which is integrated. It is purely to node data transfer. It is completely of node to node data transfer. Second thing is about, we have IPv6. This is most commonly utilized. Even IPv4. It is most commonly utilized in a VANET security. That is VANET data. That is VANET security data. Other application, what we have is IPv6, and you have normally SMTP, everything protocol. That's all the common protocols which we work on with the email data transmission, GSM, GFPRS. This is all the common things which we are coming across here. So, other than this, we have another protocol that is called NFC. That is near communication, near field communication. Sorry, it is a near field communication. It most widely utilized, and it is in the mode of replacing RFID, right? Even though it is costlier, now it is in the mode of replacing the RFID technique. RFID is also considered with a low distance, but still it has not been utilized. Low distance, sorry. Another protocol which we come across here is a near far field, that is NFC. And another protocol which I forgotten is Sigfox. Sigfox is another thing which comes into the picture, and it is another thing is Z-Wave. So these are all the protocols which are utilized other than this MQTT and everything. These are all the protocols which is normally utilized for the industrial setup. And I told you like Ethernet, which is normally utilized for the device interconnectivity in the infrastructure-based application. So here, when you talk about the protocols, we must aware about the transceivers, which I explained to you. The transceivers are most important, and that transceivers emits your protocol. So very clear that these IoT protocols is most important, depends upon the transceivers and the transceivers which is utilized, because of the distance, bandwidth, data rate. These are all the things which is remains to be the common factor to design an application. So this is how we have made it, with the starting from the protocol. What is the protocol is, what are the transmissions? We repeat once again, MQTT, and what is MQTT in example, how does it implemented, and what are the things, problems, softwares, hardwares, everything, right? Given you all the secrets, everything, and threat models, and what are the important encryption scheme which is coming over to overcome the threat models in your protocols, IoT protocols, that is chaotic encryption. The breaches can be designed. Why side channel attack is considered to be the more important, and then implementation in hardware as well as software. Please try these softwares. These softwares will give you the rich interfaces. And finally, other than MQTT, what are all the protocols which are available with us? Okay. So any doubts you can ask me right now. Any queries? Any queries right now? Any queries? Because this is something new one. So I hope that if you can't understand, I can repeat once again. Any doubts, guys? So hope you have understood. Actually, it's like starting from the basics, ending with some latest technologies or latest mechanism which is being integrated. It is under research. We have talked only under research actually. Yeah.
They are saying no doubts.
Okay. Fine. Right.
Clear
Fine.
session.
Right.
We can continue like this.
Yeah. So. So now just we are moving on to the thing like the next category of IoT protocols. So we have talked about upshifts and we have talked about some protocols and everything here, implementation and everywhere. And what kind of coding I should do for this? This is the next mechanism which we have to take care about. What kind of mechanisms, what kind of programming techniques can be integrated for this? So what kind of mechanism I do and what are the sort of applications we have to take care about it. So let me explain one by one. So it's a short term, right? I'm not going to take so much of thing. Like I want to make you to understand what is the programming level of language which we have to integrate on the hardware sectors. And for implementing this, even though I have explained you about the boards, software system, everything, but we are going to take about what kind of programming technique you have to make it out and clear understandability how it runs on my board, right? So that I'm going to take it on the classroom session. Things about programming. Why I used to ask the doubt is because it is full of new technologies, new concepts actually. So that's why I put up the question. Now the programming series starts actually. Where do I integrate this programming concepts? So we have taken, first thing is the programming. We will deal you with the programming sector on the afternoon session, but still, I just give you the insight so that it can be continued. The first thing about the programming series, what you come across here is, just everybody like knows about C code. So whenever you work with the embedded C, that's we call it as an embedded C code that will be suitable for my hardware. But in case of this implementation, we normally go for the Python. This is what the logic is. We normally go for Python and we are integrating a MicroPython. So this is the logic which we have to take care about it. So whenever you do this, it is in hardware, and then I'll tell you about the software also. So hardware and the software, right? So hardware sector, like when you want to concentrate on the board-based setup, when you want to like on the board-based setup, you can utilize an embedded C code, or you can utilize your embedded C, or you can utilize the MicroPython series. You can utilize these two out of these two things. But in the real-time scenario, what is being applied over here is the 75% based on Python and 25% even though the ratio was being reversed in the previous 5 years, now it is being changed to the scenario. So embedded C. So you can utilize this Python for this application. Nowadays, all the hardwares, they are coming out with a Python sector. So you can utilize for this Python mechanism for this logic. And then the second thing, what we have to come across here is we have to come across with the OS sector. This is for hardware subject, this OS sector. So programming, we have to care about the Linux. What is happening here is the combination. We can make it out with the Linux. If you are strong in this, the industry needs you, actually, right? If you are strong in this combining this Python and the Linux for your application, then the industries are required. The industry requires a lot of people to work on this scenario. So this kind of applications can be focused, and this kind of a logic can be focused on this mechanism. This is one kind of a thing what we have to record. Third, when you want to, this is the most importantly utilized. So you can make it out in the hardware to set up this. If you want to work on the software sector, again, you have to make it out with C++, Java, Python. You can assume you can use anything, C++, Java, and Python, and you can utilize this kind of an application. So these three combinations are utilized for applying for the networks, making out the networks to make a logic, and what are all the things you can do it. When you work only with the software sector, what I told you, you can use with the C++, Java, and Python. And when you want to use in the hardware sector, you can utilize these two codings, that is Python plus Linux, C plus Linux. So this is all the things which is being utilized. Now, after this, you have been starting from the basic programming. Now I'm going to show you one experimental setup that can be done with the help of a MQTT, and it's going to be a quest. Like I'm going to show you the thing, and rest of the thing you need to explain a single thing, right? So the real setup, what is being utilized to identify or to implement MQTT and threads on MQTT. What are all the things we covered here? How it is implemented on my system. How it is implemented with a kind of a whole system to study and implement it. So let me share my PPT here. Just 2 minutes, because it is going to be like a lunch time. So I want to make it fast. The real setup. Actually, this is a real setup for your what we talked about earlier, right? What we talked about, what we discussed right now from the starting to the end, right? This is the setup which has to be integrated here. I just make it one point. Raspberry Pi, which works on your MQTT and everything. What we did is, like, we have created a tool, and that tool will give you the power traces, and where I integrated an artificial intelligence algorithm to detect the attack, right? So in order to detect the attack, and once the attacks is detected or predicted, it is not detection, it is predicted. Once it is predicted before a 2 minutes or 3 minutes, this control signal will be given to the Raspberry Pi, which runs on that, which runs what we called as hybrid chaotic S boxes, and a new encryption scheme will be formulated to the protocol. This is the setup, what is to be identified, the intelligence setup to overcome the security threats and breaches in the MQTT protocol, or in general IoT protocol. So IoT networks, like, you can integrate this kind of a methodology. So this is how it has been utilized for a kind of an application. So whatever we talked about, this is the mechanism. This is a final stage where all these tools and programming tools, and you can integrate with this kind of an application. And also we have integrated the AI with a kind of a mechanism, AI logic with a kind of a encryption scheme. And this nowadays, this is where the IoT networks or a protocol is being going hand by hand with the AI. So this is where we are utilizing. The final touch is the AI. So AI comes into the picture, and to identify, to predict the number of attacks. If the attacks are predicted, then it is hybrided, that is, it is encrypted only for the particular bit, and the protocol transmits only that data. So this is the overall implementation. Whenever you want to do some kind of research, you can do with this kind of a setup, which plays a vital role for your application. So hope you have understood from the starting till the end what we come across here. And since you're going to go for the programming sector, I leave the one point with you, that is the programming Python or embedded C is going to be taken care for the next session, and how it is integrated on the hardware with some kind of an examples what I told you, like applications, a lot of applications, right? So hope you have understood everything. So we'll meet you on the next session. Any doubts now you have, just please raise the doubts.
Is there any queries? Kindly ask.
Hello. Sir, what is the actual size to send a data using MQTT protocol?
It's normally it starts with the 8-byte, lower at 8-byte, and ends with 32-byte.
Okay.
Anything?
No, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, for the IoT,
Yeah.
sir, which language is better, C or Python?
Actually, like
For
programming,
IoT,
it is very much, Python is normally utilized. It depends upon the hardware, right? So we'll discuss about this selection of C and Python, right? So normally, like Python is normally utilized today. Actually, in the hardware, everything is hardware is now converted into Python.
okay. So better is Python.
Yes, yes.
Okay. It is object-oriented programming. It is reusability of code. Is,
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
For simulation of these protocols, which are available?
Sir, I couldn't get your voice is breaking.
Open source softwares which are available for simulation of these protocols.
See, these protocols, the tools, what I told you is all open source, sir. Actually, you can make it in your software, and you can make it.
Lens. Okay.
So all what I discussed is all are open source because it should be utilized by you, because pricing is so high. So we just suggest you for the all sort of open source softwares, which is already utilized in our research also.
Any other questions?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, audible, right?
Yes, yes, audible, sir. Please.
Sir, when you are applying that IoT application wise, what type of routing algorithm is suitable, sir? Because you're telling with the nodes, so nodes will be deployed, and 2 to 3 nodes or heterogeneous devices will be there. And which is the best and optimal routing algorithm for implementing efficient IoT applications?
Efficient IoT applications, like here, like in the routing protocols, right? We have like the optimization. We'll implement an optimization, sir, right? So optimization techniques such as PSO and everything. Now, what we are doing is like you can integrate any kind of a hybrid optimization technique. That's a one kind thing. Like, for example, a dragonfly with a whale, a dragonfly with a swarm, whatever the case, right? So that it can overcome and it can give you the cost-effective mechanism.
When you're starting, whether first we need to take the protocol as a criteria,
yes, sir,
or we need to go for choosing an algorithm is a criteria.
Right? No. Like first thing is you have to check out the protocol. First of all, what is the protocol to be integrated? First thing. Then you have to calculate what are all the methodologies like it. You know, like what is the energy efficiency, how come it is being, because you are talking about an routing. So we are being aware about the QoS mechanism, the quality of service performances. So the next category is taken that. And third thing is about the formulation of algorithm. The formulation of algorithm deals with the hybridization. Nowadays we go for a hybridization.
Okay. Means we need to go for protocol. Then based on the protocol, we need to check with the algorithm supportable.
Exactly. And then you can
Formulation.
formulate a hyper-decision.
Sure, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?